So now what we're going to do is we're going to basically combine all these shapes together to make one whole character, and then subsequently subdivide them in order to make the full guy. So I'm just going to go head to toe again. So I'm looking at the head here, and I need to go here, right? So what I'm going to do is, just to make this neck a little bit smaller, I'm going to go to face. If I hold tab, it turns into paint selection. That way it doesn't accidentally grab anything from the back. And then I'm going to hit extrude, this one here. I'll hit R for scale, scale it down, pull it down just a touch, and hit delete. Okay, so now I have a hole there. And then I'm going to look at this guy, and I'm just going to hold tab, click and delete. And now basically I have the two pieces here. In order to combine them, in order to bridge them, they have to be part of the same mesh. So I'm going to select them both. And I'm going to go right here, which is mesh combine. Boom. Then I'm going to go to edges. I'm going to double click this edge. I'm going to hold shift, double click this edge. And then I'm going to use bridge, which looks like a band-aid. Boom. And that will bridge the two pieces together. Good. I'm just going to have divisions at 0. Good. So that one's all combined. Now, I want to combine this and my hemisphere, right? So I'm going to move this down a little bit just to make things a little bit easier. This is already cut in half because of the way that it was set up. This, though, on the other hand, is not. So I need to get rid of these faces. What I could do is go to face. I'm going to click and drag. You're going to see it grabs these faces too, but it did grab all of those. Now I'm going to do is I'm going to hold Control, which only unselects, click and drag. That unselects the top ones, but leaves these bottom ones. I'm going to hit delete. Now instead of bridging these, which I could do, which might be easier, but just to show you another way of working, I'm going to select both of them. Before I can combine them, I actually got to mesh combine them. And I'm going to use target weld, which is this one right here. Okay, so you click on that, and let's see, and they have settings that you could do target or center. So if I go, so I have the little hammer here. If I do target, what's going to do is it's going to go to this one, right? Now, if I do center, it's going to go halfway in between them. Okay, so I'm going to leave it on center for now. Usually I like to go to target, but in this case, I'm not going to do that. So I'm just click and drag up to the one above. Click and drag up. Click, drag up. Click, drag up. Just zipping it up here. Boom, like that. I hit Q to get off of that tool. And bam. Looks pretty good. Alright, so now what I need to do is basically combine the arms and the legs. Now here's the thing though. Right now this is 8, and these are 8. 8-sided. The thing is, if you look at the mass of this and the mass of this compared to the mass of this, well, just look at them. You can see that this is higher resolution than what this is, right? So this needs to have more polys than what it currently has. So so I'm going to subdivide it. So basically this turns into 16, and then these will be 8s, because bigger masses should have more, definition, or not more definition, but it should be. You want everything to be pretty much equal. And right now, this is much larger and still shares the same amount as that. So before I even bother doing that, though, I'm just going to kind of shape it a little bit to have it be a little bit closer to what my thing is, the drawing. So I'm going to go ahead and use the multi-cut tool, and I am going to go to the front view here. Okay, and you can see where my shoulders are, so I'm going to hold Control. I'm going to click. I'm going to hit Q for the select tool, and I'm going to hit R for scale, and I'm going to scale this wider, and we'll move it down a little bit. Good. And then I'm going to make it thinner here. So if I hit Y, it'll bring up the last tool I used, which was this, the multi-cut tool. So I'm going to go right where it gets thinner. Okay, Q, W, or I'm sorry, R. I'm going to scale a little bit thinner. Good. And then I'm going to leave it, I'm going to take this and scale this in a little bit too. I'm going to say that looks sort of, actually I'm going to put one at the base here. So I'm going to go right here. So that basically I have a spot for where the armpit is. Okay. And then I'll just grab, and we'll just scale this a little bit like that. Okay. I'm going to switch to the side view here so that I can readjust it here as well. So I can see like he's got a bit of a pouch there almost. Let's go ahead and bring that back a little. We're going to go to vertex, because that might be a little bit easier. Just this guy. And I should grab these bottom ones. I'm just going to scale this way a little bit. pull this back a little. Take this, pull this up a touch. Take this. I just want to match it more or less to the drawing as best that I can. That's basically all that I'm looking for. So let's take this and pull this. Actually, I'm going to go the one direction. I'll take this, kind of pull it like that a little bit. Take this, pull this back this way a little bit. This one as well. We can actually scale these out a little bit. Alt Control to unselect. Just trying to match this up the best that I can. So W, pull that back like that. R, scale. Okay. Alright. I'm not going to worry too much with the head right now. I just want to get this part, because the head's going to be a bunch more things by itself. Okay. So that's a little bit closer. Now the other thing I want to do is here. So I need to make a spot so that these legs will attach underneath here. But I need to have a split. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and use this multi-cut tool. And I'm also going to go to the modeling tool set here, modeling kit. Let's see if I can get this. There we go. And then let's turn that off. And then I'm going to take this. Let me see if I can get you off of there. Alright, no clickety clicks. Okay, not really. Alright, well, not going to be much options there. We'll just turn that off. So we'll go to the modeling toolkit. And then I'm going to go over here where it says symmetry. I'm going to go ahead and turn that to object X. So now what I do on one side does it on the other. Okay, so the modeling toolkit is this thing right here. And I am going to add a thing down here. Actually, let's not put it there. I'm going to put it here. Okay. Right around. Where did I go to? Oops, let's backspace to go back one. Right to here. Now that's going to make a triangle right there, which is no good. But what I can do is when I go to smooth this, it will actually go away, just to kind of prove my point. When I poly smooth it, it'll automatically quadify it, as you can see. So that will work out fine. So I'm going to undo that for now. There we go. But that's pretty good otherwise. Alright. Good. So now what we need to do is work on some other pieces here. So maybe we'll work on this face next. Alright. So I'm going to see what I can do here to try and make this a little bit better. Because the face is going to take a little bit of work. But I think I'll leave that alone for now, actually. Okay. So I am going to go ahead and poly smooth it, I guess. Yep. So I'm going to hit this little thing here, which will poly smooth it, which gives me more geometry. Okay. Which is fine. And then we are good. You know what, though? I think I have enough geometry even without this. So I'm going to double click on that, and I'm just going to hit Control Delete, or yeah, I think it's Control Delete regardless. I think I don't actually need that. I think the poly smooth will give me enough geometry to work. Oops, wrong one. To work with it. Yeah, there's enough in there that I can work with that. Okay. Now what I need to do is basically combine these. Now, it should be relatively simple. I'm going to go to Face, boom, Delete. I'm going to get rid of both pieces. Then what I'm going to do is try to get this positioned where I want it. I'm going to go ahead and hit this, which will give me wireframe unshaded. And I'm thinking I'm going to go ahead and take out this guy, this guy, this guy, and this guy. Okay, I'll hit delete. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to combine these two. I'm going to take this and move this in a little bit. Okay, so he's right up a little bit closer. Okay. And I'm going to move it back a touch too, because it's a little bit off of that. Okay. I'm going to select both of these. Okay. and do mesh combine. Boom. And now what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to use that target weld again, but this time, open up the settings. I'm going to make it on target, because what I want to do is, if you look, this is square, which is not how an arm comes out. It comes out round. So I want to keep the roundness of this and get rid of the squareness of this. So I'm just going to make sure I weld each one to the corresponding piece. So you can see it's snapping up to where the arm is, not going halfway in between, because that's actually what I don't want. I want it to be going to the arm, because the arm is the good one. Okay? And voila. And let me just make sure that that's in the right position, this arm. It's a little bit off. I'm going to get rid of this. And I'm just going to move it up a little. Okay. And that's going to need some work too, but it's a start. Okay, so now we'll look at this over here. Make sure in object mode, and move this down just a touch. And I need to find basically, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this and this. I need to find basically the 4 slots. So I need a little bit of a spot there. So I'm going to grab this one, this one, this one, and this one. And I'm going to delete those. And now what I'm going to do is, come on, I'm going to go to edge. I'm going to double click this edge loop so it goes all the way around. I'm going to hold B for soft select, and I got to click and drag to the left because it's too big, like this. Alright, and then what I'm going to do is R to scale. Let's try that again. Okay, grab the center here. That looks pretty good. Okay, I'm going to grab this vert and this vert and just go a little bit wider. I'm just trying to make it so there's enough of a hole there for the leg to come out. And we'll grab this vertex, and this vertex. And I'm going to do W, and I'll pull it up and over. Maybe make this soft select a little bit stronger. Up and over. Alright, good. Okay. Now I can take this guy, W, and I'm going to move it back up. Move it in a little bit, and we're going to say that that's probably okay. And I'm going to give a little bit more. Alright. And now what we're going to do is basically take this and combine it to that. So let's go in a little bit more. Alright. So this and this, mesh combine, and then we're going to use target weld again. I'm going to turn off B for soft select, and I'm going to go from this one. Oops. It, for whatever reason, has all these selected, so I'm just going to click off and go. I'm going to hit Y to bring that tool back up. Okay. So one of the problems is that it's doing both sides at the same time, so I actually got to turn off this symmetry. Okay. Which again is in the Modeling Toolkit. So I need to find the corresponding one. So this is the center and this is the center. So it's good to start with one and then work your way around and just go right down the line. Okay. Good. Good. We're getting her done. Alright. And there. Okay. So it's a little wonky. A lot of this is going to get fixed, but we're just trying to get the stuff attached, inevitably. Okay. These feet actually I don't like, so we're going to do a little something different. We're going to go to face, and I'm going to take this. Actually, we'll just do this. I'm going to hold Control, click, and I'm just going to put a little piece there. That way I have these other things to work with. And I am going to go to edge, and we're going to grab this back one and this back one. So it's the back ones where the heel is. And I'm going to go to the side view here, and I'm going to pull it straight down, alright, to where the heel is. You can pull it back a little bit. And then I'm going to also grab this edge and this edge. Okay, and I'm going to pull this down to like halfway like that. Go back to this view here. Go to faces. I'm going to hold tab so for the paint select. Alright, good. And then I'm going to hit extrude. And what I'm going to do is just hit W for the move tool. W. Alright, which doesn't seem to be giving me the handle for whatever reason. I don't know. Oh, I must have grabbed more than I thought.